Please remain standing for the national anthem. Thank you, Caitlin Horn. Please be seated. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Scott Hanson, Director General, New South Wales Department of Primary Industries, Agricultural and Chair of the CV Alexander Foundation. Councillor Loretta Baker, Maitland Council. Mr. John Lennon, Chair Tocal Alumni. Mrs. Ruth Dirks, President of the Friends of Tocal. Mr. Peter Somerville, Secretary of the Australian Wool Education Trust. Superintendent Tracy Chapman, Muswellbrook Police. Members of the CV Alexander Foundation. Good afternoon, my name is Colin Kingston. I'm President of the Tocal Student Association and I'm very pleased to be the chairperson this afternoon. There are a number of apologies. These include the Honourable Dougal Sanders, MP, Minister for Agriculture and the Minister for Western New South Wales. Mr. Gary Barnes, Secretary, Department of Regional New South Wales. Ms. Kate Lorimer Ward, Deputy Director General, DPI Agricultural. Mr. Lazell, MP, Member for Upper Hunter. The Honourable David Gillespie, MP, Member for Lynn, New South Wales. Ms. Kate Washington, Member for Port Stephens. Mr. Clayton Barr, MP, Member for Cessnock. The Honourable Joel Fitzgibbon, MP, Member for Hunter. Mr. David Anthony, Chair, Tocal Advisory Council. I would also like to add a special welcome to our guests attending online. I now invite Marge Weasel to give the welcome to country. Thank you, Ms. Weasel. I'd like to now invite Mr. Dan Bailey to officially welcome you to the graduation day and to present the Principal's report. Mr. Bailey is our college principal and the Director of the Tocal Agricultural Centre. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bailey.
Colin's a little bit taller than I am. Thanks, Colin. And good afternoon to you, Mr. Scott Hanson, Director General of New South Wales DPI, members of the CB Alexander Foundation, Mr. John Lennon, Chair of the Tocal Alumni, and Mrs. Ruth Dirks, President of the Friends of Tocal, distinguished guests, graduates. It is my pleasure to welcome you back to Tocal this afternoon. It's great to be here at graduation day, celebrating together at the Patterson campus. As you've heard, I'm the Principal of Tocal College and the Director of both the Education and Training Program and the Centre of Tocal's agricultural enterprises. It is great to see you here, and it is fitting that we formally come together and recognise and celebrate the awarding of these national qualifications and the scholarships that we'll be handing out today. The college, of course, has a statewide role in providing vocational education in agriculture and related studies through full-time, part-time and external programs. It is also deeply involved in skills training and in the professional development programs for industries across New South Wales. I therefore especially welcome graduates today who have studied by distance education and have been from other parts of the state and are now able to come. Thank you for travelling a long distance to be here and to celebrate your award with us. I also welcome back our graduates that have lived on campus and attended on a full-time basis in 2021. I hope that you enjoy catching up, meeting up with old friends and being back at the college. I'd also like to acknowledge the many people here today who have supported our graduates as they've worked through their studies in a really trying time. It's very important that we note that this is a team enterprise. These students do require the support of family and friends to undertake these programs, and it's great for you to be here to celebrate in this achievement with them. I should also note that due to our statewide national training role as a college, many of our graduates are in far-flung places across Australia and therefore are not in a position in some circumstances due to either distance or work commitments to be present with us today. I think it's also important that we acknowledge that this particular group of graduates are extra special. And that is because of their commitment to the studies in what has been a disrupted COVID-19 inspired ongoing saga that's now lasted for a couple of years, and that has been really disruptive at times. It's meant that we've had full-time students last year in a COVID-safe bubble, very much constrained to the campus, even through holiday periods, weekends. So they've gone the extra mile in completing their studies and being committed to their program of work. We've had to reschedule and modify our intensive blocks of training for our traineeship program. We had to keep moving some of those intensive training periods. And so again, for the trainees that are here graduating, my thanks to you also. Well done for staying the course and completing your qualification. Now, in saying those things, I also need to acknowledge my dedicated colleagues who went above and beyond in our programs and doing all of those additional elements in delivering our programs that make everything work, make everything safe, and ultimately lead to a successful outcome for our students. This is especially the case for our youth education team and our domestic services team. So please accept my sincere thanks for the effort that you put in over the last 12 months. And I hope you're also really encouraged by seeing the outputs of that work and these outcomes here today. In amongst the challenges, of course, there were some really great moments that we celebrated together, like when the COVID waters parted and we had this thing called the Tocal Field Days, where we welcomed 28,000 plus people to this site and we celebrated all that is agriculture and land management together. And I was particularly pleased that the students could be part of this experience. It is truly one of the great privileges that I have as principal to see firsthand the development of the future workforce of primary industries and the way education opportunities actually change lives. Tocal College prides itself on being a national leader and provider of specialised training to rural industries across New South Wales certainly, but also interstate. Last year, Tocal had 220 graduates and 124 people that completed skill sets or part qualifications. We also continued to deliver our skills training program to 4,099 participants across 115 locations in New South Wales, remembering that this was a year that was heavily interrupted with the pandemic. We are pleased to say that 29% of this training was delivered to small communities of a population of 5,000 or less. These communities are identified as vulnerable communities by the New South Wales Government and Treasury due to not only their size, but obviously the effect of that size on being able to access services. In fact, 15% of our students were from Western New South Wales last year. So we are proud to deliver certificate programs in agriculture, stock horse breeding and training, conservation and land management, beekeeping, biosecurity emergency response management and operations, and of course the certificate for in training and assessment. We also have diploma programs in agriculture and conservation land management that are key components of our program of industry development. These programs are well respected and in demand. And so it is great to have a cross-section of graduates from all of those programs present here today. Education and knowledge are, of course, the most important thing that you can invest in. These things remain whatever the circumstances. And the reality is, in agriculture and in land management, the clear trend and need is for staff and workers who are increasingly skilled and comfortable with applying technology in the workplace. This improves safety, productivity, and provides a range of other benefits to the individual, their employer, their industry, and the communities that they're a part of. It's been said that the main hope of any nation lies in the education of its people. The great aim of education is not just about knowledge, but action. And Tocal College and the industries we serve is about putting knowledge and skills into action so we have stronger primary industries and a sustainable and productive landscape. Now is a great time of both opportunity and challenge for agriculture and land management. There are a huge number of rewarding jobs that cannot presently be filled. We have advances in technology and farming systems that are amazing and yet to be fully realised. Our workforce demographic means that there is going to be a big transition in the coming years and opportunities for a new generation. But we know that presently we do not have a sustainable workforce pipeline of appropriately skilled and trained people in the right places at the right times. We are seeing some encouraging signs though. There's a growing focus by industry and government on workforce planning and development, an increase in traineeships and apprenticeships, and an active participation in skills training, as I mentioned earlier, at a time of extremely tight labour supply and the pandemic. Tocal College is pleased to assist in addressing these challenges head on. Our purpose is to grow the capacity and productivity of the agricultural and land management workforce to meet the needs of the changing sector. This is consistent with the New South Wales Premier's priorities, with a focus on lifelong learning, providing accessible services and improving the productivity of the industries we serve, particularly an agile and skilled workforce. We are working in a $20.9 billion industry that has great ambitions to not only grow in value but also in quality. This is dependent on a healthy natural resource base and needs to be well managed. The benefits of achieving this ambition flow directly into regional communities and the economies. The achievements we are celebrating today make a direct contribution to rural industries and communities and go some way to addressing the workforce and skill needs required by industry. But more needs to be done by all stakeholders. New South Wales DPI has made this a key component of their new strategic plan, improving access to a capable workforce. The priority and focus will deliver on a range of outcomes as we move towards 2030. And this is all about maximising the outcomes for New South Wales primary industries the communities that they support, and the resources they rely on both now and into the future. The students here today are part of that future. So I'd like to thank my colleagues for their contribution to developing the workforce of the future and working in such a collaborative way with the industries that we serve. I also want to particularly again point out their commitment during recent events, including the ongoing pandemic, which has been exceptional. To our graduates and the family and friends that have supported you, well done. Don't stop growing. Don't stop investing in your skills and qualifications. Pause, reflect, take stock of what you have achieved and where you want to go next. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Bailey. I'd now like to introduce Mr. Scott Hansen, who is providing the occasional address today. Mr. Hansen is the Director General of the New South Wales Department of Primary Industries and is the Chair of the C.B. Alexander Foundation. He is responsible for leading a broad range of initiatives across the state, including research and development to grow our agricultural, fisheries and forestry sectors, and regulation and administration of biosecurity, food safety, animal welfare and hunting in New South Wales. New South Wales DPI also has a range of responsibilities to prepare, respond to and assist in recovery from animal and plant biosecurity emergencies, natural disasters and other emergencies affecting the sector, as well as international market access, support and export enhancement across a range of products and industries. I now invite Mr. Hansen to address our graduates and guests.
Thank you very much. To all the graduates here today, to our distinguished guests, to family, to friends, welcome to what is the 57th gathering for the operations and the graduation ceremony for Tocal College. I was sitting there looking at the faces on the graduates and I was thinking back, it was quite a few years ago now, but I also sat in a hall not too dissimilar to this up at Armidale University, waiting for the speeches to finish so I could go out for drinks and dinner with my family, my friends, and wondering how much longer do you think they could take. So I'm going to take 2 hours and see what I can do. I won't. All of you today are gathered because you're all connected in some way to what is Australia's leading provider of specialist training to rural industries. This college is special, and it's special not only in how we feel about it and what it stands for, but it's special when it comes to the quantifiable measures of its success. For example, in the last 12 months, it has continued to have completion rates significantly higher than the national average in its full-time programs and traineeships. Now, higher completion rates are due to the fact that the students are actually satisfied and enjoying their experiences. In fact, it has a 97% student satisfaction score that has been independently assessed as a high-performing registered training organisation. This places Tocal right up there in the elite category and is a really important stamp of excellence for the college and the training in which you've been participating in. Importantly, because the training leads hopefully to employment, 93% of graduates are either employed or enrolled in further study after training, which again is a significantly higher than average benchmark across the country. Tocal punches above its weight, and it always has done. Ever since the last private landowner of Tocal, Charles Boyd Alexander, made what is a significant bequest to establish a college, and a college dedicated to undertaking a rewarding career in agriculture. So let me step through each of those years over that 200-year period. Again, I'm not really one. What I will say is that the continued legacy of generosity of people to help encourage the building of rewarding careers in agriculture continues to this day and is represented here in this room by our scholarship donors and the audience who have donated not only financially but of their time and effort to assist to build that capacity for agriculture going forward. And to you, President of the room, I say thank you for your ongoing generosity, your ongoing support and your ongoing commitment to the students of this college. And it's important for a whole range of reasons. The most important being the fact that agriculture is important. You know, with so much happening in the world around us, it's easy for us to take for granted food security and agriculture, which actually guarantees food security. Yeah, and I don't mean to be depressing, and this doesn't mean to order a smaller meal tonight at all, but so far this year alone, globally, 2.2 million people have died from hunger. Now, we can never allow the community to take agriculture for granted. It is the cornerstone for stability, it is the cornerstone for civilisation, and for all of the graduates here today who have come from outside agriculture to join agriculture, you're part of one of the most important industries on the planet. Never let it be diminished. Never let it be thought of as a second or a sunset industry. It is one of the most critical industries to society. We should always ensure that it is never taken for granted. This is particularly at a point in time when the sector is facing such acute workforce and skills shortages, as to us seeing crops left on vines, left in paddocks, when we are seeing employers unable to recruit to be able to harvest the benefits that science, technology have enabled them to actually grow some of the largest crops, produce some of the highest priced animals in the history of this nation. And our limiting factor is not our customers. Our limiting factor at this point in time is certainly not rain. Our limiting factor is staff, labour and intellectual capacity to help continue to drive the industry forward. That's where now's the time for us to continue to emphasise the importance of capacity building, the importance of each and every one of the graduates here in front of me. Your value to this nation, to this industry, has never been more easily explained than this current point in time. Now, I had to find a student I could pick on that wasn't going to be here today, so hopefully Kelsey didn't make the trip up. But a good example of this is actually a graduate from our short harvest operations course. Kelsey's from Canberra, has never had anything to do with the agricultural industry, had no prior experience whatsoever, but through Tocal learned the basics of operating harvest machinery. Now this has led her to securing a job in Temora, driving a chaser bin during the harvest and continuing on with employment with our grain grower. Now, that's not only a significant benefit for Kelsey, and she's now well and truly entrenched in the agricultural industries, but that grain producer who had committed so much of his investment, his time, his energy into growing up crop, in the absence of having someone like Kelsey would have had to have had a reduced harvest, or a harvest that was more prone to either flooding or frost, depending on the length of time in which they were trying to get it off. The benefits are not only to the individual graduates, but immediately felt by the industry at large. And when you consider that there were 220 graduates in 2021 across our youth and adult education programs, combine that with the over 4,000 people that have gone through the skills training program for industry, that's a lot of immediate flow-on benefits to our industry as well as to those individuals. This is also a very special year because although it's 57 years of operations of the college, it's 50 years since the first intake of female students into the college. You wouldn't believe it, would you? Because they now occupy a majority of the participants in the college. But I thought it might be appropriate for all current and past female students of Tocal to stand up and for a round of applause for what is a moment in time at 50 years of celebration. It also means you get to stretch your legs. All past and present students, female students, stand up. Thank you very much. The importance of Tocal and the importance of the work that gets done here is going to be duly noted with every single certificate that we hand out here today. I would like to say one of the things that makes Tocal special is the extra mile that the team up here of staff, the extra mile they go to in terms of the way they look after students, the way they look after this college and its surrounding enterprises and properties. The last couple of years have been awfully disruptive for every facet of everyone's life. Now, as you heard in the introduction, I have a responsibility in helping manage responses to natural disasters and disease outbreaks. And wouldn't you know, we've got a fair few of those over the last couple of years. In fact, I've got teams on the ground up in Lismore at the moment who are literally helping the same dairy farmer who has now been flooded 3 times in 12 months. That disruption was made even more difficult with the disruption that we all faced through COVID. And I'd like to just take a moment to thank Principal Darren and to all of the staff here at Tocal. And again, I'm going to get you to stretch your legs. Darren, could you and your team stand up? All the staff at Tocal stand up, because I just want to, again, ask you to join me in thanking them for what they have done in handling. So you know what? It's a winning combination, right? You got staff who care about what it is you do and who you are. You got students who care and enjoy what they're doing and enjoy being here and care about what they're doing. You've got sponsors and benefactors who care about ensuring that this opportunity continues to be given to people regardless of your background, regardless of your situation. You've got family and friends who are supportive and wanting graduates to continue to be the best you can be. You know, that kind of partnership creates a special environment, and that kind of special environment creates the special graduates we're going to see. And those graduates are the future for agriculture, which means the future for society. Congratulations. I look forward to meeting and shaking as many of your hands as I can up here, with a liberal dose of anti-COVID spray in between each of those. Congratulations, enjoy, take a moment to actually remember what it is you have achieved, what it is you've done, and importantly, how important an industry you are joining. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hanson, for speaking with us today and for your ongoing support of Tocal College and the C.V. Alexander Foundation. It's my pleasure to now ask Mr. Hanson to present the awards and prizes. Mr. James Hook, Deputy Principal, and Ms. Julie White, Manager of Education Delivery, will invite the recipients to receive their awards.
Thank you, Chairperson Colton, distinguished guests, family and friends of graduates of Tocal. How wonderful to see our graduates from the youth education program here today after such a difficult 2021. Certificate 3 in Agriculture, Performance Horse and Dairy Production. You are now qualified agricultural tradespeople. You now have the skills and knowledge to work independently in a range of different contexts and environments. Our Certificate 4 graduates, you can use those skills and go further now to supervise other programs and other staff or on to further education. Achieving your qualification is significant, particularly during the trials of last year. Tocal also acknowledges that industry and employers have provided feedback that we should recognise higher levels of performance at Tocal, and so we have the Tocal Special Award, graduating at merit, the bronze medal and ultimately ducks. These are significant achievements. At the same time, we also recognise that every student at Tocal has a different starting point for their journey. So we think the main thing is that you can look back and say you gave 110% and your best efforts while you were here. We'll now call up the Youth Education Program graduates. I'd just like to mention that because of disruptions from COVID and floods last year, some students were disadvantaged and not able to complete the requirements of their courses within the 12 months. And so every opportunity was given for them to complete this year, particularly in the traineeship program where blocks of training were postponed. So some students will be called up that you won't see in the graduation book. So, in the Certificate 3 in Agriculture, ducks of the course, Eden Barnett, gold medal for excellence in the course and medal for achievement in agricultural practice. Jordan Todd, bronze medal for excellence in the course, commendation for achievement in ag theory. And Jordan also receives a special certificate for his contribution to the college farms. During the year, he achieved over 50 certificates of appreciation, which accounts to almost 150 hours of volunteer work. Amy Gooch, bronze medal for excellence in the course, medal for achievement in agricultural theory. Colin Kingston, bronze medal for excellence in the course and commendation for achievement in agricultural practice. Vienna Scott, bronze medal for excellence in the course, medal for achievement in agricultural practice. Caitlin Franklin, bronze medal for excellence in the course, commendation for achievement in agricultural theory. Chloe Williams, bronze medal for excellence in the course. Eric Backhouse. Janie Briggs, Tocal Special Award. Sam Buckland, Tocal Special Award. Bryden Cook. Dougal Crofts. Heath Dunnett. Kieran Dyson. Abby Fraser. Brandon Fraser, Tocal Special Award. Maddie Free, Tocal Special Award. Emily Green. Caitlin Jones. Peter Katrakillis. Cheyenne Kimpton. Sophie Lockyer. Hannah Machechit, Tocal Special Award. Abby Martin, Tocal Special Award. Maddie McNaughton, Tocal Special Award. Chris Mills, graduating with merit, Medal for Achievement in Personal Development. Jaden Mortimer. Callum Northam, Tocal Special Award. Peter Quirk. Georgia Roxburgh, Tocal Special Award. Sydney Searle. James Sipos. Chloe Sternbeck. Madison Tabbett, Tocal Special Award. James Trudgett. Amy Walker, Tocal Special Award. Dylan Wheaton. We now move on to graduates from the Certificate 3 in Performance Horse. And ducks in the course, gold medal for excellence, Bridie Greenfield, also the medal for achievement in agricultural theory and medal for achievement in agricultural practice. Jessica Macbeth, bronze medal for excellence in the course and commendation for achievement in agricultural theory. Paige Massetti, bronze medal for excellence in the course, commendation for achievement in agricultural practice. Jasmine Clipple, bronze medal for excellence in the course. Joe Murphy, bronze medal for excellence in the course. Aston Carney, Hayden Cheney, Annabelle Dunk, Tocal Special Award and Medal for Achievement in Personal Development. Evelyn Fetch has recently completed the requirements for the course, so we're pleased to be able to provide her with her transcript. Bridget Hoffman, graduating with merit. Amalia Pedersen, Tocal Special Award. Lillian Sutton, graduating with merit. Now the awards for the Certificate 4 in Agriculture. Ducks in the course, gold medal for excellence. Beth Jordan, also the medal for achievement in agricultural theory. Joe Nodding, bronze medal for excellence in the course, medal for achievement in agricultural practice and commendation for agricultural theory. Nikki Lee Layla, bronze medal for excellence in the course and commendation in agricultural practice. Caitlin Simpson, bronze medal for excellence in the course and commendation in agricultural practice. And I should mention that Caitlin last night was awarded a Hunter Women's Network Award for achievements in a male-dominated Henry Free, Tocal Special Award. Brooke Hartas. Ben Innes. Keely Johns, Tocal Special Award. Emily Larson. Abby McDonald. Lara Mitchell. Dom Neal, Medal for Achievement in Personal Development. Sam Price, Tocal Special Award. Grace Stidolf. James Sumpton. Josh Winneray. Alyssa Whiston. Summer White. Mason Windle. I'll now hand over to Jill Clayton to present the Traineeship Awards, and I'd just like to congratulate Jill, the trainees, their employers, for persevering through a difficult year with postponed blocks, and they should all be very proud of their achievements.
Thanks, James. Thanks very much, James. And again, just a little reminder that my trainees have had a lot of postponed training blocks, not only due to COVID, but we started out at the beginning of last year with floods, and we've had more floods again during this year. So first off the rank is Kimberly Broad. Kimmy works on her dairy and beef farm at Padalla. Hugo Humphreys was unable to be here today. Next we have Darcy Inwood from Oberon. Darcy has been shearing sheep locally around his area. Nick Marquette was unable to be here today. Russell Mayo was unable to be here today. And Kane Simmons was unable to be here today. He's actually gone to the State Javelin Throwing Championships, so good luck to Kane. And we have Lachlan Thomas from Tullamore, who works on his family property and is going to Big Four. Boy Tomlinson from Atunga, who again works on his family property. Molly Watson from Dungog, who works on a local farm that has beef and chickens. And now we move into the Certificate 3 in Agriculture Dairy Production. We have Zach Baldwin from Barraville, who works on a family dairy farm. Rebecca Grant from Cundabung, who works on a dairy farm near Kempsey. Ryan Matthews, Beth Shingles and Maggie Wallace were unable to attend. Next we have the Certificate 4 in Agriculture, and we have Angel Wall, Ducks, gold medalist for excellence in the course, who works on a dairy farm around the Cowra area. We have Oliver Blake. Now, Oliver finished his traineeship late because of the extenuating circumstances this year, and is being awarded his academic transcript today. Brandon Brown was unable to make it today. We have Rachel Fisher, who works on a dairy farm at Taree. Catherine Mitchell, graduating with merit, who is now working on a beef property located near Tamworth. Jack Moylan from Aberdare works on Tarrant Grove Farms with Angus cattle. Grace Pipers is unable to make it today. Hayley Porter, who works on a dairy farm, the sale yards and on a chicken shed farm, so she's pretty busy. Ben Williams from a local dairy farm at Basie. And James Williams from Coolah, who is working on a cropping property at Walgett. That concludes my trainees for today, and I'll hand over to Julie White. Thanks, Julie.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, special guests, graduates and your family and friends. My name is Julie White. I am the manager of the Adult Education Program. We deliver training across the state, skills training across the state, but we also deliver a range of full qualifications, and it's my pleasure to present those graduates to you today. We had approximately 92 graduates this year, and they're from all over the state, so they're not all here with us today. So I just wanted to acknowledge their achievement and wish them well in the future. As I invite each graduate up to the stage, I've just got a short bio to read about each one of them, to acknowledge their past life experiences and the different things that they've done throughout their time. So the first qualification I'm presenting is a Certificate 3 in Beekeeping. Jamie Baggs from Edgeworth. Jamie is a beekeeper from a very young age and has been a successful queen bee breeder and a commercial operator since 2014. He is a member of the New South Wales Apiarist Association and the Australian Queen Bee Breeders Association. Jamie Baggs. Maxwell Ray from Matcham. Max is a beekeeper for 12 years and now manages 100 plus hives in his business Beautiful Honey, and successfully shows hive products throughout New South Wales. Max has won the Sydney Royal National Honey Competition with his honey, mead and pollen many times. Max Ray. Anna Robbins from Lambs Valley. Anna has been beekeeping for 4 years. She produces honey from her 44-acre property, which she generously shares with the community. Anna's most inspiring part of the course were the passionate trainers who made learning exciting and enjoyable. Anna Robbins. James Sate from Kilcare Heights. A recreational beekeeper with 3 hives, Jim has a passion for understanding bees and research of the natural environment. The course has further developed Jim's interest in bee pest and diseases, transmission of pathogens and insights into the development of natural immunities. James Sage. Jennifer Sandstrom from Eagleton. Self-sufficiently living in Port Stephens, Jennifer has established several colonies and constructed an extraction shed as she built on her knowledge through this course. She's now producing and selling honey and reaping the rewards of her bees and her productive garden. Jennifer Sandstrom. Emma Jean Stacey from Wingham. Beekeeping for 2.5 years, Emma's time at Tocal has allowed her to expand both knowledge and skills, increasing her hive numbers to 12. Her memorable part of the course was making some wonderful friends and walking home with knowledge and confidence to establish her apiary. Emma Jean Stacey. Thank you. I'm now going to move on to the Certificate 3 in Conservation and Ecosystem Management. The following graduates have completed the Indigenous Land Management stream of the Certificate 3 in Conservation and Ecosystem Management with a focus on cultural fire. They are part of a cultural fire practitioner program that has been delivered in partnership with Hunter LLS, Local Land Services, with specialist expertise provided by Fire Sticks Alliance. I would like to acknowledge our special guest here today, Toby Whaleboat from Hunter Local Land Services. These graduates will continue in the Cultural Fire Practitioner program after this qualification. So our first graduate today is Jari Andrews from Thornton. Jari works with the Worimi Local Aboriginal Land Council Green Team. Jari Andrews. Katrina Blow from Foster. Katrina works with the Tari Indigenous Development and Employment Green Team. Katrina Blow. Samuel Chaffey from Madawi. Samuel works with the Worimi Local Lauk Green Team. Samuel Chaffey. Shannon Hawkins from Madawi also. Shannon works with the Worimi Local Aboriginal Land Council Green Team. Shannon Hawkins. Wade Lancet from Taree. Wade works with the Taree Indigenous Development Employment Green Team and has just commenced working for EEM Consulting, an Australian consultancy for the natural built environment. Nathan Leroux from Scone. Nathan works as a supervisor of the Hunter Aboriginal Riverkeeper team with soil conservation in Muswellbrook. Robert Paulson from Foster. Robbie works with the Taree Indigenous Development and Employment Green Team. Robbie. Michael Slater from Taree. Mike works with the Taree Indigenous Development and Employment Green Team. Michael Slater. Michael Smith from Valentine. Mick works with the Darkinjung Local Aboriginal Land Council as a supervisor of the Green Team on the Central Coast. Michael has also completed WHS for managers through Tocal. Luke Smith from Blue Haven. Luke works with the Darkinjung Lauk in the Green Team on the Central Coast. Luke Smith. Kate Wood Peru from Muswellbrook. Kate works with the Keeper Elders. Kate Wood Peru. And finally we have our Certificate 3 in Conservation Ecosystem Management trainee, Tyrone O'Neill Bishop from Muswellbrook. Tyrone completed his Cert 3 in the Indigenous Land Management stream. This was done as part of a traineeship with the Hunter Aboriginal Riverkeeper team. Next, I have one very special to my heart because this is one of my staff members, Sophie Smethurst from Bulwarra Heights. She's a previous graduate of Tocal College. After working in agricultural industry, she returned to the college, successfully obtaining a full-time role as skills training coordinator. Sophie currently coordinates all skills courses at Patterson Keps. So I will now move on to our diploma programs that are delivered entirely online. So I just wanted to acknowledge as well those students that have just come across the stage, like the full-time students, have managed to complete a qualification under great difficulty with the circumstances that we've all been living with. So a special congratulations to all of our graduates for the extra effort that had to go into completing a qualification. So the Diploma of Agriculture, Margot Duncan from East Seaham, a previous graduate from Tocal. Margot has always been involved in agriculture in one form or another, and of course is a very special graduate from the Tocal program in 1974. Scott Goodworth from Breeza. Scott was a graduate in 1996 and 97 at Tocal. He came back to complete his diploma, and this qualification has allowed him to be current in the industry today. Nathaniel Honeysett from Golgon. Nathaniel is running his own contracting business called Kenwell Pastoral and has returned to managing the family farm alongside his family. Sean McIntosh from the Oaks, currently on a large irrigated cotton, wheat and beef farm on the Liverpool Plains. Sean started the diploma while completing his Certificate 4 at Tocal. Drew Oliver from Mortons Creek. Drew was previously an ag pilot in the Upper Hunter, Liverpool Plains and Nemoy, and is now running an Angus cattle property near Wauchope. The Diploma of Agriculture drew his interest because it allowed him to finesse sustainable farming. Drew. To our final qualification, which is the Diploma of Conservation and Land Management, I'd like to welcome Edward Lassance from Merriweather. Edward found the diploma course enabled him to get a job in environmental consultancy. He found the assessments in the diploma perfectly matched the industry requirements for his new job. Kai McGowan from Ashtonfield. Kai has always had an interest in nature and taking care of it, and this was an opportunity to study his interest and earn a qualification. He is now at university, moving towards a degree in environmental science, and is using the college property for his university fieldwork. Kai McGowan. Michael Wallace from Elderslie. Michael has a background in veterinary science and now works restoring Cumberland Plain woodland over 2 properties totalling 500 acres. Thank you and congratulations, graduates.
Thank you. Mr. Hook will now announce the recipients of the 2022 Tocal Scholarship. The scholarship is presented by the donors or their representatives. Mr. Hook.
So if we could please just have all the scholarship recipients go out the side doors, and we'll have some staff organise you in the order that you'll be called up. So our scholarship program is very fortunate to be so well supported. By the end of the year, almost $180,000 in assistance will have been provided for our students in the youth education program. And today we'll see almost $160,000 awarded to over 50 individual students. So we're very grateful for the support of the scholarship program. We know we've got many long-standing scholarship donors, as well as very recent ones. And many of those contribute to the college in a number of ways. The first scholarship, if I could please call up Mr. John Lennon, Chair of the Tocal Alumni, to present the Tocal Alumni Scholarship to Abby Waterson. This scholarship was originally the Tocal ex-student scholarship. I think the wings arrived. But with the creation of the Tocal Alumni, has become the Tocal Alumni Scholarship, and all graduates are automatic members of the Tocal Alumni, and for more information you can find out about all their activities on their own website and Facebook page. If I could please call up Mr. Peter Somerville, Secretary of Trustees of the Australian Wool Education Trust. To present the AWET Award to Thomas Wiley, Vienna Scott and Amy Walker. Tocal's stony flock is small in comparison to Western District pastoral properties, but it provides critical training in sheep handling and wool. In addition to wool classing training provided by ex-student Stu Murphy, head teacher of Hunter TAFE, allows our students to find good careers in the wool and sheep industries. Next, if I could please call up Sue Ellen McCaffrey, CEO of BBM Youth, to present the BBM Youth Scholarships to Liam Hiley, Lani Fuller, Faith Holford, Amelia Haig. Sue Ellen has been recently appointed as CEO of BBM Youth, and we thank them for their significant financial support. It's estimated that in the last 35 years they've provided over $700,000 in support to agricultural colleges and chiefly to Tocal College. If I could please call up Mr. John Libri, Principal of Bowen Libri, please. Seems John may not have been able to make it here today. So if we could please have Hilary Hicks, and if I could please ask Julie White, Manager of Education Delivery, to present this scholarship to Hilary. Bowen Libri are a very supportive local business, and they also help conduct our annual Tocal stock horse sale, and they've helped facilitate that to an online event in recent years to great success. If I could please call Mr. Scott Hanson, Director General of New South Wales DPI and also Chair of the C.B. Alexander Foundation, please, to firstly present the C.B. Alexander Foundation Scholarship to Caitlin Franklin. The Foundation is critical to the operation of the college and provides guidance on its educational direction, the performance of its enterprises, maintenance of its assets, and also provides significant financial support to the college and students. Next, if Scott could please present the Grains Research and Development Corporation Scholarship to Heath Dummett, Amy Gooch, Cole Kingston and Hannah Machechi. The cropping industry is a significant employer of Tocal graduates, and those that undertake a work experience placement on a cropping or mixed farm are eligible for this scholarship. And Tocal is also very heavily involved in training for the grains and cotton industry through the Ag Skill program. If I could next please call Nathan Joseph and Phoebe Piper to receive the New South Wales DPI Scholarship, please. Nathan Joseph, sorry. We also have, within the New South Wales DPI scholarships, the New South Wales DPI Indigenous Scholarship, which will be awarded to Lucy Wilkinson, and the New South Wales DPI Western Division Scholarship, which will be awarded to Isabel Johnston. So we have here Lucy Wilkinson and Isabel Johnston, New South Wales DPI Indigenous and New South Wales Western District Scholarship. And one last scholarship for Scott to present, the Professor Stephen Powell Scholarship to Jessie Tompkins. This scholarship is provided by ex-student Professor Stephen Powers, who speaks with great affection of his time at Tocal and the opportunities it provided him, and he regularly updates us with information about herbicide resistance and other areas in agronomy. Thank you, Scott. If I could please ask Margot Duncan to come forward to present a number of scholarships. Firstly, the Margot and Bruce Duncan Scholarship to Elizabeth Leon Searle and to Chris Mills, please. Margot and her late husband Bruce were students at Tocal during the 1970s. They both contributed to the college through the Tocal Ex-Students Association, and Margot is a past chair of the Tocal Advisory Council and also a current member. Next, if Margot could please also present to Darcy Wright the Sandy and Amanda Brooks Scholarship. Both Sandy and Amanda have been strong supporters of the college, with Sandy also being a previous long-serving member of the Tocal Advisory Council. And we're particularly thinking of Sandy and Amanda at the moment as they continue their medical and mental health support to the communities on the North Coast during this flooding. Next, if Margot could please provide the Colin H. Dunlop Memorial Scholarship to Gabe Christie. So Ian's very disappointed he could not attend, but sends his best wishes. He's a long-time supporter of the college, and this award is in memory of his father, a former trustee of the Alexander Estate. The next award is the Rosemary Dunlop Scholarship to Eric Backhouse. Ian's wife Rosemary was also very active in the Friends of Tocal. And one more scholarship please, Margot. The Gill Family Scholarship to Phoebe Piper. The Gill family are another local family and one of our earliest scholarships, and both Darryl Lightfoot and Ms Sue Pacey are disappointed that they couldn't be here today. Over the last 30 years it's been rare for a member of their family not to be able to attend. Both have also assisted with the maintenance of the Tocal Scholarship Program over the years. Thank you, Margot. If I could now please call on Ruth Dirks, Chair of the Friends of Tocal, the President of the Friends of Tocal, please, to present the Friends of Tocal Scholarship to Rachel Arconel. Rachel sends her apologies, she isn't able to attend, but also to Darcy Wright. The Friends of Tocal are an extremely hard-working group that support the college, and in particular the homestead. And I'm sure that Ruth would welcome any offers of volunteer help to support the activities that they run.
Yeah.
Ruth, if we could also present the Civics Prize to Callum Northam. So this cash award and certificate is provided by the Friends of Tocal for those students that have contributed to the college and wider community, and Callum has certainly done that, being very active in Tocal Rotary Connect, being very supportive of other students, and also volunteering a lot of his time to Tocal Dairying. Very grateful for the support of the Glencore Community Investment Program. They regularly provide $30,000 to $40,000 in scholarships to our students, and Tracy has been a great advocate for Tocal College and the achievement of its students. Thank you, Tracy. And I should mention that Tocal students have the opportunity of undertaking off-campus placement on their Colinta agricultural holdings. Next, if I could please ask George Hammond to present the George and Jenny Hammond Scholarship to Sarah Pace. George is very respected for his work in weed management in the Macquarie Valley, and for assisting weed officers to achieve qualifications. So we thank George and Jenny for their support. If I could please ask Mr. Brett Haywood to come up and present the Haywood Family Scholarship to Dan Borg.
G'day, congratulations. You're old man, aren't you, huh? Yes. Thanks, mate. Oh, right, yeah.
Brett's an enthusiastic supporter of the local district and the college, also becoming an active member of the Friends of Tocal.
All looking here. And again.
Thank you, Brett.
Thanks.
If I could please ask Ms. Sue Hunt to present the Hunt Family Scholarship on behalf of David and Judy to Zoe Cargill. And we're delighted that Susan can be present to present this scholarship. It has very strong links with the college. Susan is a member of the C.B. Alexander Foundation. Her parents, David and Julie, were instrumental in helping establish the early scholarship program, and her grandfather is often described as being the driving influence for establishing the college, and we're now holding our graduation ceremony in the E.A. Hunt Hall, named after him. Next, if I could have Mr. Brett Miners, please, to present the Hunter Local Land Care Service Agricultural Extension Scholarship. And if I could please call Madison Tebbett and Chloe Williams, please. So Hunter Local Land Services, through their Agricultural Extension Scholarship, is assisting students during their studies where they contribute to future sustainable productivity outcomes in the Hunter Local Land Services region. So thanks, Brett, for presenting this award. Next, if I could ask John Kennywell to please present 2 awards. The John Kennywell Scholarship, firstly to Josh Calloway. John was a student from 2007 and 2008 and recently established his scholarship to provide opportunities for students from disadvantaged backgrounds so they might succeed at Tocal and in their future endeavours. John was a very young applicant at the time and had to go through a couple of extra steps to be admitted into the college, but he proved himself well because he not only achieved the Bronze Award, but was the best practical student from an urban background. John is also presenting with also the support of his employer Ray Stack, a scholarship to Airlie Edmund. Thank you, John. If I could please ask Mr. Terry Pitkin, Treasurer of Patterson Rotary, please, to present the Patterson Rotary Club Scholarship to Ruby Kirkman, and unfortunately Lucinda McCarty I don't think is able to be here. Tocal appreciates its relationship with Patterson Rotary and Rotary in general through their support through events such as Tocal Field Days and also the Tocal Rotary Connect group that we hold here at Tocal. So thank you very much, Terry. And if I could please call Professor Kent Anderson, Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Global from the University of Newcastle, to present the University of Newcastle Scholarship to Elan Sewell, please. The University of Newcastle is a leading regional university and among the top 200 worldwide. We're fortunate that it collaborates with Tocal on projects in areas of common interest, such as environmental science. And many of our second year students do go on to further studies. So thank you very much, Ken. And if I could please ask Mr. Darren Bailey to come down and present a series of scholarships. And firstly, the Gardner Family Scholarship to Mitchell Smith. This is a long-serving scholarship made available by the local Gardner family, which in part commemorates the friendship between Dr. Samuel Gardner and C.B. Alexander. Next, if we could ask Darren to present the John A. Murray Memorial Scholarship to Josh Callaway and Abby Martin, please. This trust was established by the late John Murray, an ex-student of Yanco Agricultural College, in memory of his former deputy principal and later to become principal, Mr. Bill Bannister. John's wife Lorraine is also an active supporter of the scholarship program and sends her apologies. Next, we have the Arana Region Cropping Scholarship to Max Montgomery. This scholarship is a legacy of the Rotary Youth in Crops, Agronomy, Grain and Seeds and the Rotary Youth in Cotton programs that were conducted under the mentorship of Jeff Smith. And they encouraged a lot of people into the grains and cotton industries. So we thank Jeff and Narromine Rotary for their support. Next, the Pasquale Pearls Property Scholarship to Misha Blacker. Pasquale is heavily involved in Australian agriculture and has significant properties in New South Wales and the Northern Territory, and we really appreciate the support of its Rural Holdings General Manager and ex-student Stuart Hughes, and many of our students get work placement on Pasquale properties and many go on to find full-time employment there. Next, the Jeff Stevenson Memorial Scholarship to Annabella Fairbairn. This award was established by the late Mrs. Barbara Stevenson, commemorating her late husband, Mr. Jeff Stevenson. They've been neighbours of the property and have been kind supporters of the college. Next, the Bruce Urquhart Memorial Scholarship, and this one has particular significance this year, as it's awarded to Bruce Urquhart's granddaughter, Georgia Urquhart. So this scholarship's supported by an anonymous donor who greatly respected the contribution of the past Deputy Principal, Mr. Bruce Urquhart, in his service to agriculture and students. And the final scholarship, the Wynn Thoroughbred Stud Scholarship to Mackenzie Chapman and to Ginger Walters Wood. This scholarship is available to both performance horse and agricultural students, and we have many graduates from both programs finding work in the thoroughbred industry. Wynn are also helpful in providing work placement and recently hosted a visit from all our first year ag students. So thank you, Darren. And that concludes the presentation of our scholarship certificates. And once again, thank you very much for all the sponsors and their support of our students.
Thank you, Mr. Hook. Mr. John Lennon, Chair of the Tocal Alumni, will now move a vote of thanks and introduce graduates to the Tocal Alumni. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Lennon.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to move a vote of thanks at the conclusion of today's graduation ceremony. Some people see me standing between them and a cup of coffee and a cake outside, and other people see me standing between a beer and bun. I won't hear you laughing, I'm sure you know me well. My colleagues and I on the alumni committee, they were associated with the college, particularly look forward to this important occasion. As the chair of the alumni committee, I can attest to the great work the Tocal College is doing across New South Wales and the way it quickly responds to emerging industry needs. We've seen that in the last 12 to 18 months. Well done to the college. Firstly, may I thank the graduates and their families for all the support they've given Tocal during their association with the college, and particularly for joining us today for this ceremony. The families of our students play an important role in the overall development of our graduates, and this must be acknowledged. Thank you. To the graduates themselves, our thanks for everything you have done for Tocal, and I hope you will continue to work with us in the future for your active membership of the Tocal alumni. The purpose of the alumni is to foster and promote a broad network of ex-students, staff and community with an interest or a link in Tocal. This network is invaluable for new graduates as you seek industry contacts, advice or employment opportunities, and this continues throughout your career and your whole life. The good news is that as a new graduate you automatically become a member of the alumni, so welcome. The alumni is proud to provide student scholarships and support and to connect them to a large and experienced network across Australia. I know I have found my 43-year partnership with the college rewarding, and it has been pleasing to see as it grows and develops every year. This year marks 50 years since Tocal welcomed its first intake of female students. We are marking this milestone with a gathering at Tocal on the 27th of August. It's my great pleasure to launch this event on behalf of the college and the alumni today. The highlight of the gathering will be a formal dinner in this magnificent hall, and can I encourage you to come and support this particular event. Tickets will be on sale soon at $90 a head, and details on the Tocal website. I also encourage you to attend this year's Tocal Field Days on Friday the 29th of April through the 1st of May. This is a great event to connect all things agriculture and land management, and it's just a fun and event to be part of. I'd like to thank Marge Anson for giving the welcome to country. Thank you, Marge. I think she's left. I'd like to thank Caitlin Horn for delivering the national anthem. Great job. Thank you. Scott, thank you for your address this afternoon and your ongoing support of the Tocal College. I'd also like to acknowledge and thank those organisations that have supported us with scholarships, as you can see there are many in the area, and the prizes for graduates. A number have been involved in the provision of scholarships for many years, and I know this contribution can be seen in the careers of these graduates in the rural industries. And finally, my thanks to our chairman today, Colin Kingston, who has done an outstanding job. Well done, Colin. Thank you everyone for joining us at Tocal for this year's graduation day. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lennon. Before we conclude, I have some important announcements. Photographs of the presentations will be available from Fibre Photography and Maintenance. Each graduate has been given a form with details of this. Afternoon tea will now be served at the front of the hall. Please remember to sign the visitor's book on your way out. That concludes the official proceedings. Please stand while the official party is good. Thank you.